All right, so it's pretty much a sideways day today for the general markets. I'm including FX here. So, US dollar, Japanese yen has pretty much been determining the way of the market. So that was pretty much sideways, up a little bit, nothing special. DXY, same thing. We haven't taken out this resistance. Same thing with US dollar, Japanese yen. We haven't really gone much higher, at least on a closing basis. The markets, some up slightly, some down slightly, nothing special. I'm just calling it sideways. Now, don't really care about the general markets. I'm into gold and silver. Gold was special. Gold went all the way up and basically tested 2480. I know we hit 2470 in after hours, so we didn't, but that's the same thing. We are testing 2480. It's actually the best close we've had pretty much ever. And that's a nice big candle too. So, the break is on for 2500. You close above 2480, you close daily, you're guaranteed to test 2500. Basically, we're going to go for 2500. There could be some news that kind of ruins the momentum, but given what we went through, look how strong gold was. Look how resilient. Look how little to none technical damage we endured. So gold, basically a perfect day. Yeah, I thought we'd go and test this. I didn't think it'd be Monday. I thought maybe Monday, Tuesday, but it was a very good day for gold. Silver, well, yeah, look at that. Silver kind of did what it had to do. Silver outperformed gold only a little bit. It should have done way better. So for me, it underperformed actually. I mean, it did 2% maybe instead of 1.5%, but it should have done more. But I understand there's a lot of resistance. It doesn't surprise me too much. You got these big institutions, central banks, they're buying gold. So there's more like ferocious gold buying than silver. Plus, silver's gone through some technical damage. And where do we hit today? We hit exactly on the descending. I'll take this, I'll delete this because it's no longer necessary. But yeah, silver, again, it has, and I said that we'd be testing up here once we crack 2500. I don't even know if we'll get that. We probably will. I know it's 4 or 5%, and gold will probably hit 2500 easily tomorrow, but I still think there'll be like a test of 29. I think there'll be a bit of a catch-up trade in silver, but it's just that's what I mean. The resistance is very strong because of the technical damage. So that's a reality. Silver's going to face a lot of resistance. So trade accordingly if you want to lighten your load a little bit, if you want to take some off the table. I don't know, I'm stuck between both worlds. I fear what a market crash could do. I still think that this Bank of Japan decision has only delayed something that's inevitable, which is a market crash. I also feel like rates will be cut, like the whole market thinks it, like 100% priced in by September. What if the market drops because it's already priced in? What if gold drops? I know it sounds counterintuitive. Rate cuts help gold, but we've known that for ages and we've been going up with rate hikes. So I'm stuck, and that's why my holdings are sort of medium rather than heavy. I know that long term we deserve to be way, way, way higher. We should be at 3,000 plus. Silver should be testing $50 inevitably, but inevitable doesn't mean imminent. And because I'm not sure, I'm medium on the holdings. Anyway, silver descending worked well. There you go. There's a resistance. I still think that we need to test 29 to 29.50 upon a 2,500 gold breakout. I know that's 5%. That's asking a lot, but where else are you going to get resistance? Here, old support at 28.5. I just feel like we're going to do higher. We should be doing higher. Okay, miners real quick. Again, perfect. Technicals are perfect, right? Gold at 2480, even though we hit 2470, it's the same thing. This silver here, the descending, GDXJ, look at that, the descending, absolutely perfect. Is it coincidence? Maybe, but for me, it's perfect technical. So GXJ, the descending, just like silver to some extent, although it's outperforming silver, I would say. We need to close above the descending, and next stop is the horizontal. I don't think I'm wrong there. That's also 46, then 47.2, and then we'll see 49. But GDXJ, good day. Good day, almost 3.5% basically. So that's really nice. It also outperformed the support, by the way. I can take this out now. We've kind of taken that out. Support, 42, 42, and then 41, then 40. Nice and simple. SILJ, there you go. Resistance was a horizontal. Makes sense. It was the next resistance. After that, it's going to be the descending, which probably will coincide with this horizontal at 1220. That's going to take a massive move up in silver. That's obviously tied to silver. So if you get your 3, 4, 5% move in silver, then you can maybe hit your $12, hit the descending. So absolutely obvious resistance for me, just like all of them have been in the last couple of days. That gap fill, by the way, across the board in the miners, the metals, the markets, the individual miners. Very obvious stuff. GDX, strong, that makes sense. Did I forget to put this? Put that in. GDX, very strong, makes sense because of gold, makes sense because the seniors outperform on the way down, and therefore kind of on the way up too a little bit. You know, I mean, they didn't, I'm sure GDX didn't, yeah, it was up 3%, didn't outperform the others, but still 3% is pretty good if SILJ is only up 3.1%. You know what I mean by outperformance? It's just people are a little apprehensive to buy losers all the time. And, you know, you've got some individual stocks, which we'll take a look at real quick right now. Just last thing, the descending and then the horizontal, as always, on the way up. The way down, I think you can count on this little 36 zone, prior support, resistance support. After that, we'll see. But really nice bounce so far. Again, I'm not sure about the markets, but back to the GDX, you had some stocks like Barrick Gold. Let's just look real quick. Newmont took this out, makes sense. It was already very strong. Nice move today, so it's gonna follow through. So now next up, all-time high of, you know what I mean by all-time high, all-time recent high, basically 50.7. Can you imagine Newmont's going to test its old highs? Very, very strong. Barrick Gold finally did what it needed to do. I think that's on the back of news. I don't even know. Unbelievable. I didn't even look it up. Look at that gap up, close the high of day. I was thinking over here. I remember I said between 18.7 all the way to 19 is a resistance because you have multiple levels. This is now completely been done. Here, this is supposed to be resistance. It did very well. It closed beyond the descending. Even if I got this wrong by 1 millimeter, I don't even think I did. It's done it. It's closed above. It'd be good if it closed above 19. It just didn't. But, you know, after that, next up was 19.5, then 20. So Barrick Gold, very, very good. Very good. Next one, Agnico Eagle. Look at that, even better than Newmont. Next up is imminently 78. That will be done tomorrow. That's before taking out 2,500 on gold. So Agnico continues to be basically the best senior, in my opinion. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Given what's happened, it's just going to storm up. Next stop is 84.4-ish, let's say, once we take out 78, unless everything crashes. Pan American Silver, that closed at the high of day on Friday, so there was a bit of continuation. Obviously, it was a good day today, so that helps. Next stop, 20.5, the old high, still resistance on the way up. Silver also has resistance. To be honest, we should be trading a little higher, everything considered, but it had bad news in between, so that makes sense. So 20.5, after that, it's going to be the descending, like quite a few have the descending. SSRM, weak. Look at that gap fill, bam. So that definitely worked, that resistance. Yeah, that was perfect, but perfectly weak too. You know, respecting the technicals is nice, but I would love it to disrespect my technicals and just surprise me to the upside. Very, very weak. This one, if we start to go down, this is for sure going to $4. It's just destined. So it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of favorable conditions to get this all the way back up to 5.5. I mean, by then you're going to have a lot of stocks that have recovered a lot. So weak stuff by SSRM. Wheaton, nice. We've cleared this little 57 zone. We even popped our head above, so we're kind of trading in the old range up here. So that's nice. Post market also holding the gain, so that's nice. Not a huge move, but a significant one technically. Franco-Nevada gap fill, closed within the gap. Would be nice if it went beyond it and closed above 124, but we're pretty much there. So that's a nice move. A nice gap move too. It really traded within the gap. On an open and closed basis. That's really nice, actually. Looks quite cool, that little candle there. We really need to test 130, so that will take probably more than a $2,500 breakout. I think that's, you know, that's 5%. Actually, it could have one really good day and then close near 130, preferably above. It's all about the close above 130. Metalla, yeah, it was a good day today for the stocks, for the metals and the miners, so it has to be green, but didn't really close near high of day, didn't really close above 270. Just, again, nothing really impressive. At least it was green. It was actually, I think it was sort of unchanged for a lot of the day, so not the best. First Majestic, 3% is okay. Yeah, I mean, you really, if silver starts to squeeze and do, not squeeze, it's not squeezing. If it does a little 3, 4, 5% move, a big move, then you'd expect First Majestic to be trading, 5.8, maybe even in the sixes. Did it reclaim the old 520? No, it didn't. Didn't really close a high of day. It did okay. It was okay, right? It was okay. Yeah, for next stop really is this 570 zone. Then honestly, I'm going to do little machine gun sells on this one. 569, 579, we go on 599, 609, 690. No, probably more 624, something, just like little cuts, because I don't know where it's going to fade, but it's going to go up here and then go back down again. And I prefer to get something than to try and be all cocky and try and get a 19 sell, and then it just goes to 611 and comes back down. I miss everything, never get it. So that's why I would do some like 4 or 5 light machine gun sells. I think this is where it's justified. Next one, Fortuna. Okay, nothing special. Actually, not that good at all. I mean, it was a nice bounce up here, but did we reclaim this 440 zone? Not convincingly. I mean, as long as if we have a nice move up tomorrow, then whether it will get there, I don't know. But 479 is the next sell, because the next level, yeah, then you got 539. That's where I would be. 479, 539, the highs of the next two levels. But still got a long way to go. Lots of selling pressure, not just the stock, but it trades silver, so lots of resistance. You got to sell it because it will get resistance and come back down. And then you want to buy if you can, because I bought the drop. If you can sell the pop and then buy the drop again, by then you've just moved your average down like 30, 40 cents. And then by the time it starts to move up, you're just completely in the green again. In the black, which I am in Fortuna anyway. Pretty much across the board, I'm in the black on everything except maybe SBSW. But still, maximize profit, minimize losses. It's always good little hobby on the side. So Fortuna, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not really covering the support. The support is really going to be the old low of the day. You'll probably get one just before. You're not going to go all the way back down in one go. But I'm not really covering support yet, because I think I'll let it have a drop and then I'll cover support. CDE, that's pretty good. I mean, it's only up 2%, but it's pretty significant stuff. It's held a good gain from a drop, and now it's the best close for ages. And a lot of them did not achieve that. So it's the best close. Next resistance, very simple, 599. And then we'll see. But then it'll be, before we get to the old highs of 680, 679, it'll probably be 650, 649. So it's like 599, 649, 679. The CD on the way. Again, the drop, the old low would be support, but we're probably going to find some support like the low of these candles, 13 or something. Don't really need to consider that right now, although I'd prefer a drop because I'm not light, but I was operating under the impression that we would actually go down. Heckler up 2-3%, hit the old high. It should have been there, the resistance, and that's exactly where it was. Good, had good news. It filled its gap, kept going, and actually to recover and retest after a candle like that is quite impressive. Now to go all the way up to 580, which is next resistance, it's going to take that big 5% move in silver actually, and then Heckler would have done quite well. To come from 440 all the way to 580 is quite a feat. And then to test the old high is 630 and then keep going. It's going to take silver to do its little 5% move. By then gold is way more than 2,500, and I don't know, 2,550. I don't know, but silver, Heckler's has good news behind it, so a bit of wind in its sails. Speaking of wind in its sails, EXK has the wind in the absolute face. This had bad news already. Bounced okay, filled the gap perfectly, so technically great. Then it had, what was it, bad news today? It was some catastrophic mechanical failure in a mine or something. Whatever, down it goes, 20% at the lows. I didn't buy the lows because because I wasn't able to log in because of some internet problem. So I ended up buying it pretty much where it was, like 264, 263, which is a bad buy. I just thought I might as well get some here rather than not get some at all. Although it'll probably go back down again. As soon as the miners go back down, I think EXK will retest its lows. But this has come down quite a damn lot. And to be honest, mechanical failure, that's not some like company fundamental issue that's a pretty bad problem, but it's like a specific operational issue which is temporary, it gets fixed, and this thing's down 50%. You know, this is the most outperforming stock bar CDE, maybe, you know, from 140 all the way up to 5. Incredible. Trimmed on the way up. And now I gotta respect it and buy on the way down. And I've been buying a little bit here and there, and I bought again today. If it goes down more, can you imagine going all the way back down to low twos, maybe even twos? I'm in. I'm in. I want to buy it all back, everything that I sold back, and probably more, because if silver starts to bounce, this boy is going to bounce hard. And yes, I will sell on the way up. I don't think it will get it'll take a lot. But I don't mind a day like today. I wish I'd got it in basically low, yeah, 240s. I think 250 is where I saw it at 251, and that's when I tried to log in. And then I had to go somewhere and just couldn't log in. And in the end, went home and bought it at 264, 3 or something. But I was looking at 251. So that's actually where I would have bought it, 251 for sure. And it even went down to 247. So look, this is the next level, you know. For me, I have the low of this area. In fact, I was recalibrating this chart just, was it yesterday, Sunday, when I did the last video, and I moved this line down here. So for me, the range is basically 240. Well, now it's 247. I would say 250, but let's say 250 to 285. And then after that, you got the next horizontal, and after that, this one here. So there you go, just a level down. It touched almost perfectly this one down here. So there you go. I added some, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Mag Silver, nice, retested the old high, you know, this high up here, also supports, so definite resistance around 1250, give or take 5 cents. Next stop, I would say retest the ascending, but we're kind of doing that already, so I'm going to remove the ascending. Next up is just to trade back at 1250 plus, and then we'll see if we can get to 14. Obviously, there you'll need silver to perform. Next one is Aris Mine, and the old low is always the next support. Just like here, Aris Mining, old low will be 370-ish, give or take 2 or 3 cents. Resistance, as you can see, it was already in 411. Old high was the same thing today. If we can trade up, I don't think it's 430. I think it's going to be 450. And then the old high 460. If we go back down, it's ultimately 370. So that's Aris Mining. IAM Gold had amazing news on Friday. Closed outside the descending, total continuation today. Incredible stuff. I thought I would have had I didn't actually place my good till cancel sell at 459. Normally I would sell this 459 or maybe 458. Didn't have it, and then logged in, realized didn't have it, and just sold it at 473, I think. What I would have sold at 469. So I trimmed this little move. Amazing, just such strength, destined for a move all the way up to 5, let's say 535, 534. I'd probably sell at 529, you know, the way I am. And if gold starts to take out 2500, I don't see why not. You've just pretty good strong chart, amazing news that justifies new highs now. So if gold goes up, why not? All the way up here, then you may have a retracement and retest to 460, but I'm looking to sell 529, really cash in on this move that I basically bought on the way up to 3. I think my average is 3, and from 3 till 5, something that's almost 100% pretty quickly in a few months. So very happy with that. Amazing. Support is going to be the old, you know, be 435 at this point. B2 gold. I forgot why I highlighted this. I think that's like the entire area I'm not buying anymore or something. Although I did buy down here. Where did I buy this? I didn't think I bought the lows. I think I missed the lows again on this one, but whatever. I buy 240 something. Up it's gone again today. Not again, but it went up today. This one, yeah, this one I'm not selling for a while. That I have indicated everything that I see to be resistance. So the old high of last week, the gap fill. the sort of high move from over here. This one's going to be a bit off by a couple of cents probably. After that, move up to 305. You can see that was 3 days in a row. We on, well, these three candles here, these tails, these wicks. So yeah, this is still resistance. This will be hard to get through, but I'm not selling here. This is, you know, zoom out. I know where I am. I'm looking for the move to take out this descending. So this one, I'm doing a bit more of a long-term trade in it, and doesn't worry me too much, this move down here. And plus, I think it's done. So let's see what happens next. Equinox, look at that beautiful ascending support. We covered that on the last video. Here, we sold the, well, I didn't sell anything today, but I've already sold the resistance. So that was like the gaps fill resistance. Today, again, the old high was resistance. What we really need to do is close above this sort of 520 zone and trade between 520 and 560. 560 is next resistance. After that, we got the old high of 615. Support is going to be the ascending. And finally, SPSW, which, like I said, I only want to buy that if it really flushes the old low of 385. This was a fake flush. We've seen that not many times, but I've seen it before, and I thought it would happen again, and it did. So here we're holding just below 4. So everyone got stopped out, and now I wouldn't be surprised if we start to move back up. I'm not trading this. I should actually, shouldn't I? But I'm not buying unless it really flushes to 380, and I'm not selling unless we really cross over $6, which means running. So maybe I should add some, but for now, nothing, just watching. All right, that'll do. What do you think, guys? Do you think we're going to have continuation gold taking out 2,500? That's probably likely. What about silver, though? Lots of resistance. The miners, will they follow? And ultimately, what happens in the crash? Do we decouple from the markets? Or if the crash is really violent, is it like every other time, which is everything gets sold, including gold and the miners? And what you really want is cash is king. And that's why I'm not as heavy as I used to be, although I am sleeping a bit better, because it's now that I realize that all along when I was really heavy, I should have been lighter. I knew it subconsciously. I even wrote it to myself in the notes, like, what are you doing? Lighten the load. You know, when you're thinking sober on a Sunday morning and you just think you should be lighter, you should listen to that subconscious. So anyway, let's see what happens tomorrow. Good luck.